Gabby Petito's fiance Brian Laundrie may have just been caught on camera. Florida police are now going to be investigating trail camera footage that shows a man who bears a striking resemblance to that of Brian Laundrie. The FBI and Florida police have been doing their best to hunt down Brian Laundrie, who is currently the #1 suspect in the disappearance of Gabby Petito. He's believed to be the last person to see her alive, but has since gone missing since the police started looking at him as their prime suspect. A man named Sam Bass had set up a trail camera in the wilderness in Baker, Florida early Monday morning, and he has now alerted authorities about the footage he captured. Sam's deer camera footage shows a man wearing a backpack and trekking through the woods. This man on camera looks very similar to the description of Brian Laundrie. Many were quick to point out that Baker, Florida is about 450 to 500 miles away from Laundrie's home in Northport, which means that he would have been on quite the journey over the last 4 days, most likely walking on foot and hitchhiking to reach this point. However, the local sheriff's office is hesitant to confirm whether or not this is indeed the man they are looking for. Apparently they are actively looking into the footage though. People have also pointed to the fact that his backpack in the camera footage is very similar to the one that police described Laundrie had left his home with, and his parents did tell authorities that he had left to go for a hike on Friday but never returned home. Hopefully the police will release more details soon as to whether or not this is in fact Brian. But the fact that people are reporting footage like this to the authorities is absolutely amazing, and it means that he will be caught much faster. Gabby Petito's fiance Brian Laundrie has been spotted in Alabama, which leads to his lawyer suddenly canceling a scheduled press conference. After the police were criticized for the way they mishandled the whereabouts of Gabby Petito's partner Brian Laundrie, they have now received multiple tips that he had been spotted near Mobile, Alabama. This sighting comes shortly after the news of a body being found in Wyoming broke that was then confirmed by the autopsy to be that of Gabby Petito. Apparently another body has also been found near Mobile, but news sources are saying that it is not believed to be related to the search for Laundrie. Brian, who is considered to be a person of interest in Gabby's case, was reported missing on Tuesday after refusing to speak with the police about his fiance's disappearance. On Friday, someone photographed a man that bears a strong resemblance to Brian. The photo was taken by an 18-year-old passerby just hours before police arrived at Brian's home to investigate his disappearance. The man is balding, wearing a brown t-shirt, sweatpants, and sunglasses, walking down the street while listening to headphones. A spokesperson for the Northport Police Department confirmed with the New York Post that they were aware of the photo, and while stating that they could not confirm whether or not it was indeed him, they did add that it sure as heck looks like him. Their words, not mine. That being said, the local sheriff's office said the deputies have checked out all of the tips coming in about this Alabama sighting, but that they have failed to produce anything of substance. Adding in a statement, they varied from the suspect hitchhiking or walking down the street in Wilmer and turns his head every time a car passes. We've dispatched a vehicle for each and every call and verified that the person was not Laundrie. Mobile resident Shawnee Rogers said that she has heard the rumors and said to the press, "It's definitely pretty scary since it's so close to home. This is definitely scary thinking about how he could be right around the corner. I think it's rumors, people probably thinking they saw him trying to get attention, but I mean, you never know." Speaking of rumors, there were even some reports going around on social media that suggested he had been captured, but those all turned out to be false. According to Brian Enton, who received an email from the Northport Police about this, they said, "We have received a significant amount of requests tonight regarding a possible capture of Brian Laundrie. These reports are unfortunately false. Please rest assured that when Brian is found, we will be more than happy to let everyone know." A warrant has now been issued for the arrest of Gabby Petito's fiance Brian Laundrie after he was caught using her bank cards. This moves him from simply being a person of interest in her disappearance to now a wanted criminal. Brian Laundrie has been sought by police for 6 days now in connection with the death of Gabby Petito during their cross-country road trip. Turns out that on Thursday he was also caught using one of her bank cards, after which a warrant was issued for his arrest. A grand jury in the U.S. District Court of Wyoming indicted him on a single count of unlawfully using the bank debit card, but he is still yet to be charged in connection to her death. FBI Denver Special Agent in charge Michael Schneider said in a written statement, "While this warrant allows law enforcement to arrest Mr. Laundrie, the FBI and our partners across the country continue to investigate the facts and circumstances of Ms. Petito's homicide." Schneider then added, "We urge individuals with knowledge of Mr. Laundrie's involvement in this matter of his current whereabouts to contact the FBI." Now, just because he has yet to be charged in connection to the death of Gabby, that doesn't mean that the feds don't know something is up with this guy. The warrant is way more than just illegal credit card use. A motion filed by prosecutors requested that Brian be held without bail before his trial because they classified him as a danger to the community. Now, I don't know about you, but someone who has an arrest warrant for a stolen credit card or bank card for that matter hardly seems like a public safety issue that needs to be handled by the FBI. So they clearly know a lot more than they are letting on here. The documents, according to our sources, also state that Laundrie is a serious flight risk. This indictment gives us a timeline for the alleged unauthorized use of Gabby's bank cards. According to the report, it was used from August 30th to September 1st, purchasing items that totaled at least $1,000. What is important to note here though for our timeline of events is that he returned to his parents' house in Florida on September 1st. 1st. The FBI also started asking the public for their assistance in finding Gabby around August 28th, and then she was officially reported missing on September 11th. The main reason why they can't just issue a warrant in connection to her death though is because the police need probable cause to get that warrant. So perhaps the physical evidence at the crime scene wasn't enough to implicate Brian in any of this. That being said, they may have found things in his family home and in that white van that suggest otherwise, but they're waiting to capture him first to make a rock solid case. Either way, the hunt for Laundrie is still going on, and what's making things difficult for police right now is that there is just so many sightings of him. I realize that a lot of humans look the same, but man oh man, there are so many people that internet detectives believe is Brian Laundrie. We had a report of a woman who believes she saw Brian outside of a hotel in Toronto. That woman shared the photo she snapped of the man, and I gotta say they do look alike, but unless he found his way into a flight out of the US, I really doubt that it was him. This other spotting though would seem more likely. This photo was shared by a woman from Copenhagen who has been living in Mexico as of late, and the picture appears to show a man who is wearing a white t-shirt and black shorts sitting at a table at a restaurant in Merida, Mexico. If Laundrie was on foot and running from his home in Florida, it would make much more sense for him to try to escape to Mexico, just geography wise. Initially, his family told police that he said he was going for a hike in the swamp-infested Carlton Nature Reserve in Sarasota. However, a search and rescue expert said that Laundrie may have lied to his own family about his whereabouts. Chris Boyer, the executive director of the National Association for Search and Rescue, told Insider.com, "There's a chance Laundrie may have lied to his family about where he was going. People that are trying not to get caught for something sometimes use people, right? So he may have told his parents that's where he's going. They may be telling the authorities that in all honesty, but he lied to them." The hunt for Gabby Petito's fiance Brian Laundrie has just taken a bizarre turn. Dog the Bounty Hunter has announced that he will also be joining the search for Brian, and even went as far as showing up to his family's home in Florida. Dwayne Chapman, who's better known as Dog the Bounty Hunter, has officially joined the search for Brian Laundrie. Chapman, who is a reality star and former bail bondsman, said that he was going to take part in tracking Brian down days after the FBI recovered the body of Brian's fiancée, Gabby Petito, ruling her death as a homicide. At first, Brian was simply a person of interest in this case, but after they noticed that he was using Gabby's bank cards, the FBI issued a warrant for his arrest. Recently, he decided to visit Brian's parents' house, but after knocking on the door, he was only met with silence. He later told Fox News, "The reason I went to Mr. Laundrie is I carry a reputation with me. The reputation is he gives you a second chance, he's gonna get you, but he gives you a second chance." This case actually aligns perfectly for Dwayne as well. As a father of 13 who lost a daughter around the same age as Gabby Petito in a car accident back in 2006, this one hit close to home for him. Plus, he was in Florida already on a honeymoon with his wife Francie Chapman, but cut that short after multiple people began reaching out to him to join the search for Brian Laundrie. Brian's parents initially reported him missing on September 17th as they told police that he had been gone for 3 days. 2 days later, an FBI-led search came across the remains of Gabby Petito at the Spread Creek dispersed camping area north of Jackson Hole, Wyoming. Dwayne also had a message for Brian's dad and said, "The dad can still reach out to me through social media. Let's get the kid captured alive." While the search continues at a swampy reserve near the Laundrie home, many outside experts believe that there is no way Brian could survive in that area for long. Dog the Bounty Hunter has also set up his very own anonymous tip line and said that he's been getting calls every 2 or 3 minutes. So far, much of the information that he has received has been pointing him towards the Appalachian Trail where Brian had previously camped. Dwayne added, "If there's anywhere out there that looks the hottest, that could be the area. I think he's young enough, not an experienced criminal, but what is his greatest experience? Outdoorsman. That's what he does the best. I don't think he can shoplift, live on the run, live in cheap hotels. On a 1 to 10, he's probably a 6 compared to the outdoorsmen and some of the guys I've captured. The trail is not going to be a foreign territory to Chapman if that's where Laundrie ended up going. Dwayne had taken part in a massive manhunt back in 2015 along this trail for 2 escaped convicts. Experts believe that Brian is most likely moving by night when the authorities call off their search and hiding during the day. Some people believe that Brian went south of the border, but both Chapman and other experts say that he is probably not in Mexico. Dwayne spoke to the press about this and said, "A white boy that doesn't know Spanish, the cartel's gonna grab him for the reward, so he's not down there," adding that he is more than likely still in the United States and perhaps somewhere along the East Coast even. In addition to Dog the Bounty Hunter joining the search, the FBI paid another visit to Brian's home and requested more personal items belonging to Brian to assist them with DNA matching. Authorities have also notified the public that 2 separate rewards totaling $30,000 have been offered to anyone who can provide law enforcement officials with Brian's whereabouts. So hopefully with this incentive and Dog the Bounty Hunter joining in, this search should be coming to an end shortly.